joined us on Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. Be sure to check out our site and subscribe at tribe.gyenamejourney.com.
All my brothers and sisters, hold hands and bow your heads. Let us pray. God standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He ready for much of God. How long will you judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? I say, in the form of the fathers, who justice to the afflicted and the needy, deliver the poor and needy, deliver them out of the hand of the wicked. They know not, neither will they understand. They go upon and go. All the foundations of the earth are out of court. I have said, in your God, and all of you are children of the Most High, that you shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. Arise, O God, judge the earth, and thou shalt endure all nations. Allahu Akbar.
This is Kadar Fix, and you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
Keep up with the journey. Check out what we have done in the past. Go to journeyarchives.com.
You do a horrible job of washing dishes.
This is Ivan Sheik, aka Ace, live from Shisha Lounge, and you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
Be sure to follow Gye-Nyame Journey on Facebook, Google Plus, and Twitter. Check us out. Join the journey.
This is Ivan Sheik, aka Ace, live from Shisha Lounge, and you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
You are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio with Monica. Enjoy. This is Marina with Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
What's up, Miss Keandra? Hold on, I can't hear you. I got the music playing. It'll be off
This is Willie. Welcome to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. I want to give a shout out to Silver Kevin. All my sibling nature out there. I want to give a shout out to my mom. I give a shout out to my dad to raise me and my family to be around me. And I want to give a shout out to the people of my generation that's trying to do something big.
Cleveland, and you're listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
Please, Hotel. This man saw Hotel, a.k.a. Mr. Deity. Mr. Deity doesn't sound good. I think it sounds great. Right now, you're listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. If you're not adding anything to the culture that you claim, you don't deserve to carry his name. This is Brother Hatem coming at you live, and you are now listening to the Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. Shout out to the Gye-Nyame tribe, Gye-Nyame family. Stand up, please. If you're not adding anything to the culture that you claim, you don't deserve to carry this name. This is what I told Code you live, and you are now listening to the Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. Shout out to you. This is Sasha. Stand up. You are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. Peace. This is Gina. And you are now on Gye-Nyame Radio. Peace.
Everywhere is war. There's a war. War in the east. War in the west. War up north. And war down south now. War, war. Rumors of war. And until that day, the ADOS people will not know peace. We ADOS will fight. We find it necessary. And we know that we shall win. For we are confident in the victory of good over evil. Family, 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 welcome, welcome to the congregation of the mighty, the home of the stubborn minority, the place where your hustle builds muscle. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Right now we are on Folktales for grown folks, and of course you know this is a Heart of December production. But we strive to blow up your old paradigms. I have to start this off before I let my guests talk because we are honored because Sister Tiandra has called in. But I have to start this off with this. Fuckery alert. Take all children. Move them to a safe location. Fuckery is running rampant through the town. Cover your ears and close your eyes. And pinch your nose. The funk is in the air. Family, I am pissed, and I am so glad to be pissed right now. I'm just saying. But before I go into my tirade, I want to welcome the beautiful Miss Tiandra, also Albina. This her day. This your day, Miss Tiandra. You a Coochie Chocolate born. How you doing today?
I'm good. Happy Coochie Chocolate to you.
Thank you. You sound like you driving, so I'm just gonna do the show unless you got something you want to share with the peoples.
No, I'm just happy to be here. I am driving, so I'm gonna go ahead and mute it so you don't get all that background noise. But it's nice to listen in.
Cool. All right, family. So now, this means that I can open the floodgates. So, last week, we didn't get a chance to get into the folktale because of an issue that popped up. Now, I told y'all last week that there was more to the story. Okay. So, there is this new function that Columbus Public is using called Facilitron. And you could go and for a safe event, you can rent the space. And I told you that we applied to rent Afrocentric for the 5th installment of Tariq Nasheed's, what is it called, Hidden Colors. And we will start out. And of course, you know, I should have put in with other buildings, but I'm thinking, you know, with a name like Afrocentric, and you know what I'm saying, we're willing to pay for the building, we're willing to pay for the space and the extra people to come in and work and all that. I'm thinking, hey, it should go through. But thank God, you know what I'm saying, that on the tribe, somebody's like, Brother Hatem, we're not putting out any advertisements until everything is finalized. So we waited. And what was supposed to take 3 to 5 business days ended up taking 21 business days, and we never, ever got a clear response. Now, I will say that one of the individuals that was opposed to say yes or no, say yes. The other one didn't say nothing. In a sense, just stalled us out. And like, cool, I can understand. You know, slightly, right? You know, it's a movie. Nobody know what's gonna happen. Nobody know what the hell Tariq is unleashing on the world, and they might not want their building to be involved in that shit. And I was upset, but I could get over it. But then I wasn't able to go into the history with y'all because I was, in a sense, waiting so that I could see if part 2 of this drama would play out in the way that I was hoping that it wouldn't. Now, what happened, or what's been going on is, for those that have been involved in the Kwanzaa celebration, y'all can remember, a lot of y'all remember when Kwanzaa used to take place at the Afrocentric School. Many people can remember when Kwanzaa used to take place at the Afrocentric School. And when they started building the new building, some stuff happened and we had to go elsewhere, or the group, because I wasn't involved with the group at that time, had to go elsewhere, and they made stuff happen. But as they tried to move the Kwanzaa celebration back into the school, they ran into a roadblock. The roadblock is an administrator. I won't say the name of the administrator, but he feels that Kwanzaa is not appropriate for the Afrocentric school. He says that even if we was to apply for it on Facilitron, because he believes that Kwanzaa is a religious holiday, that he would not approve it. Now, family, let me be clear with you. I was mad about the Tariq piece. That could have been a come up for the tribe. Major come up. Take the loss because we didn't lose nothing. Well, we lost a couple $100, but didn't lose. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't no major loss. I make up the couple $100 out of my own pocket over time because living the ADOS life, I ain't got that type of money to just drop right on it. But I make that money up. But I honestly believe that a crime is being committed against our community. Now, most black people won't feel this, right? And that's cool. But I only need the ones that feel it to feel it. Because I want you to understand, you have been blocked out of doing any of your Afrocentric celebrations out of a school that was born out of the struggle that was done by Afrocentric individuals in this city. And it's a key lesson for us, family, because I want to be very clear with you. Because the exact same thing that happened to Afrocentric is the same thing that happened to affirmative action. It's the same thing that happens with anything that goes and that appears to even have a hint that is going to work for us. Others, some of them looking like us, get in the door and block us. So, tonight, what I want to do is serve notice to all the gatekeepers. All the gatekeepers that are striving to, in a sense, stop any growth in our community. I want to serve a notice to you, at least in Columbus, because Gye-Nyame hasn't really grown totally beyond Columbus yet, but eventually we will. So everybody need to be on notice, family, that obstacles that stand in the way of us doing what we do will be removed. For us, as a so-called conscious community, as an Afrocentric community, as a tribal community, as a black community, to have an individual that looks like us, that sounds like us, that talks like us, that's in a position and blocks us from doing something in a place where we pay taxes for, and some of our elders basically sacrifice for it. Because, family, I want you to understand the roots of the Afrocentric school, because now, going even deeper than we went last year when I was trying to get the sister to let us know who the founder was, because it was a group of individuals that were involved in structuring the Afrocentric school. It wasn't one individual. But going deeper into history, do we know, or do we actually care about how many people actually went to jail prior to the founding of the Afrocentric school to make sure that this whole Afrocentric ideal was spread in this community? How many people possibly died for this? And now we get Negroes in position of power that tells us that the very school that you in, with the very principles that we celebrate during Kwanzaa, should not be allowed in the school to celebrate on the days that those principles were set for. And that's okay. That's okay. Most of us probably we be satisfied with that. See, because the issue is, as black folks, we have not been saying ouch. We have been suffering quietly. We go home and we complain. We go home, we have the private conversations, and that shit need to stop. We need to start calling motherfuckers out, because, family, before we can even talk about an enemy outside, we have to eliminate the enemy within. And we have a whole bunch of them that look like us, that dress like us, that talk like us, that's not us. And we got to be very clear about that. And when we approach these individuals, we have to be able to identify them immediately and start letting other people know in the tribe, so that we can start maneuvering to start removing them from that position. Now, I'm going to get into the folktale tonight. But I want to share a news clip with you real quick. Actually, it's two of them. Want to let you know and remind you of the state that we are in, but also this one right here. I want y'all to see this one. Listen up, family. Listen up. This is in the New York Times. I don't know how much of this we're going to be able to read, but I'm going to let you know what happened. Principal who tried to stay politically neutral about Holocaust is removed. I don't know if y'all heard me. Principal who tried to stay politically neutral about Holocaust is removed. Now let's go through it a little bit. This is a statement. Read 10 stories a month for free. Okay, that's my 10th story. This one, come on now. A high school principal in Florida has been removed from his position over his refusal to state that the Holocaust was a factual historical event, saying that he had to stay politically neutral about the World War II era genocide of 6 million Jews. Now, everyone believes the Holocaust happened. The principal, William Latston of Spanish River Community High School in Boca Raton, Florida, wrote in an email exchange with an unidentified parent in April of 2018. This happened in April of 2018. It's just now coming out now. He said that the school offered an assembly and courses on the Holocaust, but they were optional and could not be forced upon all students. The emails were recently obtained and published by the Palm Beach Post. Quote, the principal, I can't say the Holocaust is a factual historical event because I am not in the position to do so as a school district employee, Mr. Latson wrote, making a distinction between his personal beliefs and the Holocaust and his role as the leader of a public school. I do allow information about the Holocaust to be presented and allow students and parents to make decisions about it accordingly. I do the same with the information about slavery. So, he don't even believe slavery happened. Hold on. A comment set off an intense backlash in South Florida, which has a significant Jewish population and has among the highest concentration of Holocaust survivors in the world. Thousands signed an online petition calling for Mr. Latson's resignation, and on Monday, the Palm Beach County School District announced that he would be stripped. Let me say that again. Thousands signed an online petition calling for Mr. Latson's resignation, and on Monday, the Palm Beach County District announced that he would be stripped of his position as principal and reassigned to another job in the district. The debate comes as a memory of the Holocaust is fading, and anti-Semitism is on the rise. Florida is among the states working to combat that. Under state law, all school districts must offer Holocaust education. In 2018, the gunman who killed 17 people at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, about 20 minutes drive from Spanish River Community High School, opened fire during one of these lessons, a class called History of the Holocaust. This is a community that is brittle, that is very sensitive to crimes of hate, crimes of violence, and anti-Semitism. And Matthew C. Levin, the president of the Jewish Federation of South Palm Beach County, which found in a 2018 study that Jewish people accounted for about a third of their area's population. So they did their own count of their own people. It's not something we can accept in our society, he said. We have to have zero tolerance. Family, I'm going to stop right there. Where is our tolerance level at? When we going to start saying ouch? When we going to start the purge? So that people can really start identifying themselves so that we can actually learn how to deal with each other in realness. It's time that, in a sense, the borders need to be drawn. And right now, this is a prime opportunity for us to start drawing those borders. We didn't ask the dude to sit through Kwanzaa, even though some of the elders requested that, he sit during Kwanzaa and participate. We didn't ask for him to force the school to, in a sense, come to the Kwanzaa celebration. We asked to rent the building. How many of y'all out there know churches? See, he says that Kwanzaa is a religious holiday, but Kwanzaa is a non-religious, non-hero. And there's one more non that is not. Non-religious, non-hero, not. Somebody out there help me. Kwanzaa is not a religious holiday. How many of y'all know of churches that started in public schools? How many of y'all know that churches are allowed to hold meetings on Sunday in public school if they rent the facilities? How many of y'all know that? We want to rent a building for a couple of days during winter break, and willing to pay for the use of the facilities and the equipment at a reasonable, fair rate.
Brother Hudson, how does he has the authority to deny a request on Facilitron? I thought Facilitron was created to help manage the facilities and the requests, and so hopefully one of the elements is so that it's equitable. And so on what grounds is he able to refute the request for the space, and is he the highest person that...
Oh, no.
That can do that?
He's not the highest person. And this is, I'm throwing out warning shots. I plugged in the speaker so that the family can hear you out there. Now, Facilitron, for some reason, the dates during that Christmas break are blocked out. Now, I don't know if that's so for the rest of the schools. I didn't check the rest of the schools because the Afrocentric school is perfect for Kwanzaa. I'm just saying. Now, but what he did say, that even if Facilitron was open for us to register it during it, because this is the shit that got me. This is what got me to a point where, damn, I said, ooh, we dealing with a special type of demonic spirit here. His response to one of my elders was very simply that even if you could rent the building, I have the final say and I will deny you. This is his statement. We're not asking for the school to participate. We're not asking for the staff to participate. We're not asking for him to send out news. We're not asking him to send flyers to all his students. We're asking to rent a public school building that has been designed specifically with the 7 principles of Kwanzaa in mind. You walk inside the goddamn building, you walk down the hall. See, and because a lot of people don't understand what they're walking into. You walk down the hall, you walk into an open area that is shaped like a Kemetic temple. So that long hallway that you walk, see, because I want you to understand the symbolism. The long hallway that you're walking down is a representation of the birth canal. And when you walk through the hall, you are walking into the womb of the universe. Shaped in a Kemetic fashion, in Kemetic colors with Dejat pillars in it. And I look at that building and I'm like, why are we not using this for Kwanzaa? And I find out why, and I'm like, damn, are you serious? For real? So then I try to rent the building for something else and I get blocked. And I'm sitting up here like, oh. We play games with people. We play games. Right? Because this is a point for me where I'm like, yo, should we even be asking for the building anymore? Or should we be asking for something else? Should we be like the Jewish folk in Palm Springs, Florida? Is it Palm Beach? Yeah. Yeah, Palm Beach. Should we be like them? Should I be asking for a resignation? Should I be shooting to put up a petition and get an online petition signed by as many of us as I could find? Should I hit up every email address I got? Should I hit up every text number I got? Should I call everybody I know? Should I hit up everybody on my timeline on Facebook? and get signatures to have this man removed. Because this is beyond fuckery. This is self-hate. This is self-hate at such a deep level that you have to be concerned if your child goes to Afrocentric. This man hates himself so much that he's running from the culture in a school named Afrocentric. What kind of family? You cannot, if you can't see the issue with that, I don't know what's wrong with you. It is dangerous. You are exposing, in a sense, I'm even thinking you may be, you're exposing your children to something that is ill and sick. Kwanzaa was developed to bring Africans or bring African people or African descendants or ADOS people in line with their historic connection to the continent. Afrocentric school. Let me pull up an article real quick. I want to pull up an article for y'all real quick, just to show you what I'm talking about, because this is where Sis got her information from last week. Hold on. I read this article because I was online looking for the charter, not the charter. I wanted to find a mission statement for Afrocentric School. It's not on the site. They done took. Now, if anybody got a copy of it or you know where it is, please let me know so that I can be clear. Because if it's called Afrocentric, why call it Afrocentric if it's not truly Afrocentric? Why put the principles of the Nguzo Sabo on the side of the building if it's not Afrocentric, if it's not guided by those principles? Don't use my shit to hide fuckery. That's mine. That's my communities. That's my families. That's like somebody taking your family's last name and placing it on a whorehouse. Afrocentric early college. And many of us will sit there and be cool with that. No, I don't say non-denominational. Because if it was non-denominational, it would be religious. So it's not but thank you. Sister Regina, is it non-denominational? Because there's three of them. It's non-heroic, non-religious, and there's one more non in there. Because it's basically just a cultural celebration. Other people bring their spirituality into it. You have Kwanzaa going on in churches. You have Kwanzaa going on possibly on in some mosques. You got Kwanzaas happening all over the world. And we got an educational expert, an educational leader in Columbus, Ohio, that has the wrong information on Kwanzaa and is willing to stand firm on his ignorance. And we cool with it. It's okay. It's okay. Right? He firm in his ignorance. He don't care what we think. You know why? Because he has come to terms with who we are in America. You have no power, black folks. And what I'm saying is right now, we need to start letting them know by first purging ourselves so that we can move forward with what we need to start happening for us in this city and every other city. Because you cannot move forward until the purging happens. We won't move forward till the purging happens. Fact of life. Because if you have somebody holding on to the old shit, what they're going to do is they're going to constantly throw up doubts. They're going to constantly throw up monkey wrenches. They're going to do everything they can to slow you down because they need to keep this shit going. Because this is how they make their money. We got somebody pimping our kids right now. Up under the title Afrocentric. He should have named that shit Mac. Y'all should have named that shit Mac University. I would have been cool with it. pimpology, pimpocentric. But Afrocentric, and we cool with it? Come on now. We better than that. We better than that. In the name of our ancestors, we better than that. Well, at least we supposed to be. Come on, family. Let me find this article so I can read this and get into this folk tale. Because I'm starting to sweat. I'm so mad right now. No, it ain't mad. Where is, are you mad, sad, or scared? I am sad. But as a man, I got to hide it with the anger. I'm very sad right now. That's from, for those, we have a workshop that we have to go through. Mad, sad, or scared. Those are the major three emotions. We talked about this in Gye-Nyame Journey. Mad, sad, and scared. All the other emotions, all the other unbalanced emotions fit somewhere in that scope. And if you are able to identify, then you can go on and ask yourself the question. Brother Hatim, if you are sad, what is the loss? Do I need to answer that? What's the loss? What do we lose if we allow this man to stay where he is? What do we lose? Hold on. I'm looking for an article. Here we go. From the Columbus Dispatch, 2016, December 5th. Check this out. Somewhere along the line, maybe a switch happened. Maybe this dude is doing the bidding of maybe this dude is doing what he's supposed to do. Of course, we're going to have to go higher. We're going higher, family. We're going to go higher. Because we're going to have to start talking about this whole school board piece. And some of us is going to have to get on the school board. Let's go to it real quick. Let's go to it. What does it say here? In 1967, a jet's mechanical problems stranded Charles Tennant in Columbus on a trip from North Carolina to Detroit to interview for a teaching job. A half century later, a sprawling new school with a focus on African history and values is ready to open. Hold on, time out. Let's go back, 2015. A half century later, a sprawling new school with a focus on African history and values is ready to open. It's doubtful that this chapter of history would have been written had Tennant, the founder of Columbus Afrocentric Early College School, not been stranded for that afternoon, missed his Detroit interview, and decided to stay in Columbus. I think God must have caused some mechanical issues with this DC-9 to Detroit, said Tennant, 73. I have never been here. I went to the telephone book, I looked up Columbus City Schools, and Tennant landed a teaching job with the Columbus District. Next month, the school he first proposed in 1993 will move into a new $42 million 55-acre campus just south of John Glenn Columbus International Airport, from its original site near Nationwide Children's Hospital in the former Mohawk Middle School building. It is the most amazing thing that I've ever seen, Tennant said of the new campus. I've been around education 50 years and I've never seen anything like it. Me neither. From the second floor of the gleaming 139,400 square feet of academic building is a view of the expansive athletic complex, one of two gyms at a 2,100 seat. At 2,100 seats is the largest in Columbus school districts. In the academic areas, clusters of classrooms, are built around common spaces where students can congregate and sit on small, high-back sofas or at tables. Walls dividing the pods roll open to create larger, flexible spaces. The whole idea is built around collaboration. Collaboration, huh? Collaboration. That's what you say? Said Todd Walker, who, as director of the 850-student school, will supervise the high school and K-8 principals. The idea is around creating space where kids learn skills to work in groups. You don't say. Hold on. African elements are woven into the design throughout. The bricks pattern on the exterior is reminiscent of a kente, a banded African cloth. The pillars in the lunchroom are closed papyrus bundle columns like those used by the Egyptians. The continent of Africa is featured in dark wood at the center of the basketball court in the large field house. This has been a journey, Tennant said. It wasn't easy from the beginning. In 93, I ran into lots of stuff, but I stayed steadfast. I stayed strong in my belief in what I was doing. Tennant was a vocational education teacher at Walnut Ridge High School in 1993 when he proposed a program focused on curbing the huge dropout rate among black students. What I am suggesting is Afrocentric education, Tennant said to them. Tennant said then. The curriculum would be the same as that offered at other schools, but it also would include African American studies and courses in discipline, morals, and values. I'm gonna stop right there. Let's get to the folktale, because obviously I'm losing y'all interest and shit. Because this is not a major event. This ain't nothing, right? Today Afrocentric, tomorrow reparations will be universal. Goddammit, they're gonna pay everybody. Congratulations, black folks, for not saying ouch. Congratulations for us being able to long suffer and to take whatever they throw at us and not even flinch. The lash is just coming and we just take it. Come on, fam. Folktale for the night. Let's get it. And I'm done. The ass and his driver. An ass, being driven along a high road, suddenly started off and bolted to the brink of a deep precipice. While he was in the act of throwing himself over, his owner seized him by the tail, endeavoring to pull him back. When the ass persisted in his effort, the man let him go and said, "Conquer, but conquer to your cost." I swear to God, with Aesop in my hand, I swear before my list of my ancestors that this is the story that came up for the night. A story about an ass and his driver. An ass and his driver. So, this story is about an ass. Similar to the story I just told y'all. This story is about an ass who is convinced that he knows what the fuck he's supposed to be doing. He's tired of doing what he has to do. He's tired of hearing from his master. He's tired of hearing the complaints. So he decides to run. But he decides to run on a cliff. He runs towards the edge of the cliff, and the ass jumps out and the master jumps out and grabs his tail. And he's holding the mule, and he's trying to stop the mule. But please understand what's going on, because the mule is a lot stronger than the man. And the man is trying to talk the ass down. "Listen, you dumb ass. You don't want to go that way." And the ass is determined. And the man says, "Ass, you don't want to go that hold on, man. You don't want to do this." The ass is determined. I'm grabbing on the ass's tail right now, and I'm telling you, the ass, you don't want to go here. You don't want to run on this path because you will not survive. So finally, as I'm going to do when I cut this off, right? The man holding on to the tail. And those of you out there, please share this. If you know the ass that I'm talking about, or you have an ass like this in your life, play this for him. Go to the last 5 minutes of of this podcast. Go to the last 5 minutes of this video. He's holding the ass, and the ass is stronger than him. The ass is ignorance. The ass is determined. And the man says, as his feet approach the edge, he lets the ass tail go and says, you can have this victory at your cost, as the ass plunged to his death. Now, 6 degrees of separation, family. I know somebody on this timeline knows the person I'm talking about, or knows somebody on the school board. I don't like putting people's livelihood at risk, but you insulted my culture. You insulted my family. And I have an obligation. I'm up here pouring every morning for my ancestors, following a tradition, following an ancient tradition. Part of that tradition is bringing my people back in line with principles that can save their lives. And obviously, my children are not being exposed to that inside your walls. You have 850 of our babies up in that school. They might dance beautifully and put on beautiful shows, but are they being plugged into what the Afrocentric vision was? Are they being exposed to that? And if they're not being exposed to that, family, we got the answer. We have elders, not just the tenant elder I was talking about, but we got elders who sat and struggled and argued and pulled all the strings they could to make this school happen. And we have allowed the school board to place it on the back of an ass that's running towards a precipice. We gladly, I hear people, lauding. I just can't wait to get my child into Afrocentric, not with an inkling of an idea of the struggle that it took to get that school, nor do they care. But those people that I deal with should give a damn. So, I'm going to let you rest on that story on your own. Hopefully you can get it. You understand what I'm saying? Not. But we'll be taking further steps from here, right? Because this shit cannot stand. We cannot allow it. It's not allowed. Not allowed. Not allowed. Somebody has to fall on the sword for this one. I'm just saying. So, family, I'm up. I'm out. Thank you. Now, anybody out there, you have a charter for the school, let me know. If you have access to it, you know where it is, let me know. Should I go and look at it? So if I'm wrong and they changed the charter of the Afrocentric school and this brother came in and he didn't know what was going on, he didn't know what was supposed to be happening up in that school, and he's just doing his job, then boom, I'll leave it alone. But if the charter is the same, well, not even that. Nah, I take that back. Because it's still up under my name. They need to change the name. You need to take the principles off the wall. They're not practicing, you need to take it off. Can't be false flagging. You know what I'm saying? Can't do it. So listen, this brother Hatem. Let me check and see if I got any messages. If not, I'm up and out of here. I gotta use the bathroom. Nope. Shouts out to Miss Bria Gaucher. Shouts out to Sister Regina. Round of applause to all y'all. Some of y'all sitting up in here. I don't know how many people listening to me on Spreaker, but it's all cool. Like I said, like and share. I'm going to try to keep this one at an hour because I need for this to get out. Help me get it out, family. Peace.